this is a typical life cycle of slime mold. I'm going to be picking up Physarum. Physarum has got a typical stage of Plasmodium, which is why I picked up this organism from slime molds. So you would derive from my statement that there are two types of slime molds. One is including this Plasmodium, another one is not. Definitely, you're right. The other member is not having a plasmodial stage in their life cycle, so that means there are only some members which are going to be exhibiting this typical plasmodial stage. So let us pick this life cycle of Physarum. Let's start from here. So this is a spore which is a product of meiosis, right? I'm not zooming on that part because I don't want you to focus on there. Please look here. This is a product of meiosis, so it's obviously a haploid. This is going to be germinating. A spore is going to be germinating, so a small body is going to be coming out of it, which is either going to be acquiring a shape of a flagellate structure cell, which is this, or it may be an amoeboid. Both are obviously haploid because this was haploid, and in germinating obviously it's going to be haploid, and both these products are haploid. At one point of time, these two cells will be fusing, so you can call it a syngamy. Hence, this is going to be a diploid structure, and we can definitely call it a zygote. It's unlike other sexual reproduction features, but definitely when we talk about two things fusing, we represent it as a syngamy. So let's move ahead. This zygote is going to be undergoing a lot of mitosis, and that is repeated karyokinesis. The cytoplasm is not going to be divided. There's not going to be any cell wall development. So you want to see a structure which will be having a lot of nuclei scattered, and this is whole one cell. It may be even be extending to about 6 feet size, right? It may be 7 feet size. So one cell of that size, yeah, definitely. And now the plasmodium stage has come into its being, and we call it a young plasmodium. Therefore, it's a feeding one. Feeding means that it's the substratum, whichever it may be, a dead log, it's going to derive all its nourishment from there and increase in size. Right, so this is a mature plasmodium. It is more scattered, more wider, more broader. So once the adverse conditions set in, the another stage is going to come into picture, and we will see a small stalk with a globular head, which is basically nothing else but a young sporangia. So we conclude that everything which we were talking about till here was happening only in favorable conditions. So a plasmodium will appear in favorable conditions. The ploidy of all the nucleus is going to be a diploid one. As you can see, there is no meiosis undergoing here in between. There are going to be only mitosis. So in mitosis, you don't half the number of chromosomes. They're going to be just the same. So till here, the conditions were favorable. Once the unfavorable sets in, this is going to undergo a stage where it wants a small sporangia coming up. It's going to be having a small stalk, which is also again a part of this very same cytoplasm, a globular head, which is again in continuous with the cytoplasm of the whole body, parent body, and the nuclei which are going to be accumulated here will undergo more mitosis, and many number of small nuclei you're going to see. This is the zoom picture of this sporangia. In mature sporangia, once it becomes mature, it's going to crack open from here, and the spores are going to be released. Before getting released, they're going to undergo, immediately before they are released, they will undergo meiosis. So every spore which is formed here is a mother spore, and it's going to undergo meiosis, and each will be forming 4 original spores, which were this. We began with this. So these spores are formed from this sporangia. Right now what we see here is mother spores. Let's say there are 10 mother spores here. 10, all of them will be undergoing meiosis. So 40 spores are going to be coming out from this single sporangia. So that was a typical life cycle of a slime mold. I have taken Physarum into the picture, and the other kind of slime molds have little different ones. We're going to take them in a separate video. Hope you like it.